Okay, so what happens to Australia and some of the US's major trading partners if it does negotiate this? What you essentially think will be a soft landing, perhaps recession, but that it's not going to continue to hike even in the face of a slowing economy. What happens here?
So I'm a bit different from some of the other soft landing narratives, where I think inflation and interest rates both are going to stay high. So it'll be more like the end of the 1970s sort of situation, or early 1980s, where instead of sort of raising it enough to bring down inflation and then getting interest rates back down, they're going to stay high in the US. And that gives a problem for the rest of the world. They have to decide, do they want to match US interest rates, or they face capital flowing to the US and away from the rest of the world. And that means the currency is going down, and a stronger dollar. It can get much stronger, especially if central banks around the world stop hiking, but the Fed keeps hiking. And so in that scenario, depends on the relative health of the country. I think Australia is if we manage our household debt well enough, I think we are in a situation where we can match the increase in interest rates with the US and sort of do well in that world as well. But household debt and the RBA being able to manage it in a way, the increase in interest rates in a way that there's not too much distress is one of my concerns. And I think their RBA might not be able to do it alone. There might be a fiscal policy might have to come in and try to help households increase their wages to pay higher nominal interest rates. So the whole thing of nominal interest rates versus real interest rates becomes important here, because you need to only match the nominal interest rates of the US to prevent capital from flowing as much. The inflation so if you increase the wage inflation a bit along with the nominal interest rates, it's like having $100 more that you have to pay in interest, but $100 more you get in your wages, and you can just you can cancel that off to some extent, right? And so that's why I think fiscal policy and monetary policy will have to go hand in hand, and I believe Australia has the capacity to do it, but there is substantial work to be done on both ends, RBA and fiscal policy.
Yeah, okay. Well, that opens up a whole other conversation. Just safe to say, do you think the RBA would go 25 or 50 basis points today?
I hope it goes 50 basis points, because for me that means Australian economy is doing well. And with all the information it has, it says it's safe to go 50 basis points, and we can keep up the pace with the Fed.